In the next few minutes, you'll build a real AI agent, one that takes a plain English question, decides on its own to call a Python function you wrote, and hands back an answer. No orchestration code, no brittle if this then that glue, just your code and the one idea that makes mAIvn different. Let's build it. Here's the whole idea, start to finish. You write tools, ordinary Python functions. When you ask the agent a question, mAIvn sends up only the shape of your tools, their names, their descriptions, and their parameters, never your code. mAIvn picks the right tool and the right arguments, and sends that decision back down to your machine. Your function runs locally, right in your own process, and returns its result. That result goes back up and comes back to you as a natural language answer. Schema up, decision down. Your code runs, result up, answer down. That round trip is the whole game, and you never wrote a single line of when to call what. Let's build it for real. We import agent from mAIvn and create one. It takes a name, a short description, and a system prompt, the instruction that shapes its behavior. Looks complete, right? Let's run it. It fails. mAIvn needs your API key, and here's the gotcha that trips everyone up. The agent constructor does not read your environment for you. So we add 2 lines. Read the key from the environment and pass it to the agent. Run it again, and the error's gone. That one habit, passing the key in yourself, is what makes your agents easy to test and to run anywhere. Now we give the agent something to do. A tool is just a Python function, and you register it by decorating it with @agent.toolify. The most important part is the description. Get the current weather for a city. That single sentence is the entire instruction the agent uses to decide whether this tool fits. So write it the way you'd explain the function to a new teammate, clear and specific. Inside, our function just returns a dictionary. In a real app, this is where you'd call a weather service or your database. And here's the round trip made concrete. The agent never sees this function body. It only ever sees the name, the description, and the city parameter. Your code, and whatever it touches, stays on your machine. Now let's run it for real. An agent only does something when you invoke it. So we pass our question in as a message and call invoke. And notice verbose equals true. That's the switch that prints this whole execution trace, the agent thinking out loud. Watch it work. It evaluates the request, recognizes it has a tool that fits, and decides to call getWeather. Look at the argument it chose on its own. City equals Austin, pulled straight from the question. We never parsed anything. The tool runs locally and returns our dictionary, 72 and sunny, and the agent writes a natural language answer around it, printed from response.response. And notice what we did not write. There's no code that says, first call this, then format that. We described a tool. The agent handled the when and the how. 2 quick things that build real intuition. First, ask it something with no matching tool, like, what's the capital of France? It just answers from the model directly. Tools are optional, not mandatory. Second, what happens when a tool fails? Let's make getWeather raise an error. The agent doesn't fail silently. The error surfaces right where you can see it, so you stay in control. Happy path, no tool path, and failure. Now you've seen all 3. The terminal's great, but there's an easier way to watch all this. mAIvn Studio. You launch it straight from your project directory, the same folder as your agent file, by running, in the terminal, mAIvn Studio. That boots a local Studio server and opens it in your browser. Studio is a local cockpit for your agents. Notice our weather assistant is already here. We didn't register it by hand. Studio discovered it from our file, and that ready-to-send prompt comes from the app prompts list in our script. Let's send it. Watch the event stream on the right. The agent evaluates, the getWeather tool fires as its own card, expand it, and you can see the exact arguments it used and what it returned. And then the answer. When you're building for real, this is the fastest way to see what your agent did and where to fix it. We go deep on Studio in the finale. So, you built a real agent with just a few lines of config and one tool. You saw the core idea. Your code runs locally, only the schema travels, and the agent decides on its own to call your tool and shape the result into an answer. You even watched it handle a missing tool and an error. Next time, we give one agent several tools and watch it pick the right one, and even chain two together, without writing a single if statement. See you in video 2.